Morning, folks. Happy Monday morning. So since I've been getting into more traditional style pocket knives, I'm kind of getting a feel for the blade steels that are most typically used. For something like GEC, they use a lot of 1095, which is a carbon steel. And for something like Case, they don't label the steel. Usually it's CS for carbon steel or SS for stainless steel. I believe it is an 01 tool steel, but I just don't know. I don't know if they change between a few different carbon steels and stainless steels. I just don't know. But what I do want to find out is which of these is going to have better edge retention. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the 1095 because it's good stuff when, heat treated properly. It's used on a lot of heavy duty fixed blades even. So I know it's good stuff for sure. I've made a few knives out of it, even personally. I just want to kind of see how it compares to the mystery carbon steel that Case is using. At least it's a mystery to me. Let me know in the comments if you know what it is. So let's go out and do some cutting. It's not going to be anything crazy. They're slip joints, so they're not real hard use knives, but we'll cut some paper. We'll see how the edges last. Okie dokie, here we are outside about to do some cutting. The TDU GEC number 78 American Jack and the Case Junior Sodbuster or Sodbuster Junior in the amber peach seed jigged bone. Definitely my favorite Sodbuster Junior that I have tried. Really like the bone one over the synthetic handled versions. Let's test our edges, see where we're at before we begin. Nice sharp edge on the GEC. Nice sharp edge on the Sodi. Let's cut up some cardboard. This is pretty thin stuff. Thinner than even the regular thin cardboard we use. This blade is so thin. It really just slides through this cardboard with ease. Let's move to the case. This also passes through the cardboard very easily. Similar thin blade. Very nice. Let's try the regular thickness cardboard, which is thicker than this last stuff. Back to the GEC, and it is slicing very well. To the case, same thing. Very, very well. Slicey well. Let's see where edge is at after that bit of cardboard. GEC, still cutting paper. And the case, not so much. Not so much. Pretty crazy how quickly that went dull. Very fast. Back to the GEC. Yeah, we're good. It did get a little bit duller, but it's absolutely still easily cutting paper, and the case here, not so much. But, you know, the interesting thing is it's so thin behind the edge, and the blade stock is so thin in general that if you weren't cutting paper, you might not even notice. So if we go back to the cardboard, it's still really easily slicing the cardboard. So that's one advantage to these, you know, the way these blades are ground so thin that even if you don't have a super keen edge, keen enough to slice paper, you might not even notice it if you're doing just, you know, if you're cutting up your food or your whatever work you're doing, you might not even notice it. But this is a test about edge retention, and usually paper is our way to judge that. So we're going to strap them up and then continue with the testing. Let's do a little bit of whittling. Seems like something you should do with an old slip joint. Do some whittling. I don't know about you guys, but I've tried to sit down with a block of nice wood and whittle out a horse or a heart or anything, any shape, and it's really hard. It's way, way harder than you might think. Now the GEC feels like it's biting into the wood a little bit better. You know, it's to be expected, you know, like we're seeing already. The 1095 here on the GEC is just better quality stuff. Paper. We got a decent cut. So it seems like the cardboard, it really dulls that case quickly, because I would have expected after the whittling, we would have been at the same spot as we were after the cardboard, but it seemed to do a little bit better with the wood. How about some of this bungee cord stuff? Go into the case. See if we can get some nice clean cuts. Yeah, not bad at all. I use this knife a lot for in the kitchen. I use this knife to cut up my sausages, cut up my apples. Pretty much anytime I need a knife in the kitchen, I grab this one. Actually, the GEC too. I use this in the kitchen a lot too. Both knives here are doing pretty well with the bungee cord. How about some pretty thick rubber tubing, some thick-walled rubber tubing. Actually went through it really, really well. For some reason, I wasn't expecting it to cut through that easily, but it does make sense, you know. With the thin geometry, it just, you know, it slices easily. This rubber is real hard to get through if you have like a thick, you know, thick behind the edge, thick blade stock, because you know, just how it is. So the GEC is still cutting paper after all that. And the case is, well, yeah, case is kind of too, actually. Definitely not as good as the case, or as the GEC, but it's not bad. So far, the cardboard was really the thing that really messed that thing up, messed the edge up. Dulled it quite a bit. But yeah, we're definitely having issues. Yeah, there's a clear winner here, and it's the 1095 on the GEC. Absolutely. This sodbuster here, I don't know. Even though it doesn't hold a paper cutting edge for very long, I'd still see a definite use for the knife. like I said before, it's thin enough that even if it's not cutting paper, you can still get work done with it for probably a pretty long time. And it's not a super hard use knife. Like I said, I use it a lot in the kitchen. Light stuff. So for that type of thing, I think this is still a good option if you're into traditionals. Now the GEC here, I think you can get away with a little bit harder use on this one. Again, not hard use, but a little bit more than the case. The edge is going to be paper cutting sharp for much longer. And I just like it more. The quality feels much, much higher on the GEC. So after the stropping, these things are sharp, man. It really doesn't take that much on the strop, that long, to get them back to real nice and sharp. So even though the upkeep is more often on knives with these types of blade steels, just a few swipes on the strop and you're good to go. I always keep a strop in my truck. I don't like when my knives get even a little bit dull, so if I break down a box, I'll even sometimes just strap it up right away. kind of obsessive in that way. So it's really not an issue for me. I like stropping. It's fun. It's relaxing. So I really don't care that I have to do it a little bit more often than I would for like a modern folder with 20 CV or something. So all in all, I really like both these knives, but there is a clear winner with edge retention. It's the 1095 on the GEC, and that's to be expected. It is a more expensive knife, but you really got to see just how quickly the cardboard dulls that case. Definitely gets it to not paper cutting sharp very fast. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching the video, and please like it before you leave today. I'd appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.